Hello and welcome to my channel. In this tutorial we're gonna do this stitch, 2 rows repeat. The stitch is reversible. This yarn, it's kind of thin, so I use 2.5 millimeter crochet hook for this this sample, and I'm gonna do the tutorial with a little bit thicker, and you will see the difference. Maybe it's some yarn size in between this sample and the tutorial that I'm gonna do now. Okay, this stitch works with multiples of 10 plus 5 more. So I chain here multiples of 10, I have 20, so now I'm gonna chain 5 more. Okay, now what we're gonna do, we're gonna skip the first 6 chains from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and into the 7 yarn over the hook, we're gonna go into this 7 and we're gonna do 5 double crochet in that 7 chain. So 1, go back again and do the second double crochet, the third, fourth, and the fifth one. So 5 double crochet in that 7 chain. And now until we finish the row, we're gonna do like this. We're gonna skip the next 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the 5th yarn over the hook, we're gonna do 5 double crochets in that 5th chain. And the 5th one, and we're gonna do like this until we finish the row. So again, we're gonna skip the next 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the 5th we're gonna put in there 5 double crochets. So 1, go back again and put 4 more double crochets. And the 5th one, and again we're gonna skip the next 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the 5th we're gonna do the same, 5 double crochets, and you're gonna be left with only 3 chains. So 1, go back again and do the second, and so on until you have 5 double crochets in that chain. And the 5th one, and like I said, you're gonna be left with 3 chains, 1, 2, 3. We're gonna skip the next 2 chains, and in the last, the 3rd one, last chain, we're gonna do a double crochet. We're gonna chain 3, turn your work, it's gonna look like this. So now in this space here between this the chain 3 and this shell, let's say we have a space here, yarn over the hook, we're gonna go into this space and we're gonna do a double crochet, and in the same space where we did this double crochet, we're gonna do a puff. So yarn over the hook, we're gonna go in there, pull up a loop once, twice, the 3rd time, and the 4th. We're not going to close just now, yarn over the hook, and we're going to skip this shell, and in the space between the shells we're going to do a puff. So you go into the next space and you're going to start to do a puff. So once, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and now we're going to yarn over and pull the yarn through all these loops. You're going to chain 1 just to close the puff, yarn over the hook, and in this space where we did this last puff, we're gonna put in here, in this space, 3 double crochets. So go into that space and put 3 double crochet. So 1, gonna go for the 2nd and the 3rd, yeah. And now yarn over the hook where we have this, the puff and 3 double crochet, we're gonna do the 2nd puff here, 1 more puff. you go in there, pull up a loop, and the fourth, and again we're not going to close this puff, yarn over the hook, we're going to skip this shell, and in the space here between the shells we're going to do a puff. So once, second, third, and fourth, yarn over, pull the yarn through all the loops, chain one to close the puff, and in this space here where we have this puff we're gonna do 3 double crochets. So this is one of the rows that we're gonna repeat. So you go in there and do 3 double crochets in that space. So we're gonna do one more puff here, we're not gonna close, we're gonna skip this shell and we're gonna do one more puff and then we close. Yeah, so yarn over a hook, and in the same space where we have this 3 double crochet we're gonna do a puff, and the fourth time we're not gonna close the puff, yarn over a hook, we're gonna skip the shell, and in the space between the shells we're gonna go in there and do a puff. So once, twice, the third and the fourth time, yarn over the hook, pull the yarn through all the loops, chain one, and in this space here we're gonna do 3 double crochets. So 1, 2 and 3, and now we're gonna do a puff here in this space where we did this 3 double crochet, and then we're gonna skip this, and in this space, the chain space, we're gonna do one more puff. So we're gonna start with a puff here, and the fourth time, yarn over the hook, and we're gonna skip this shell, the 5 double crochet, and in this space here we're gonna do a puff. I'm gonna pull up loop. Okay, yarn over and pull the yarn through all the loops, chain one, yarn over the hook, and in this space here, the chain space, we're gonna do 1 double crochet, yarn over the hook, and on top here, the chain, we're gonna do a double crochet right there into that chain, do a double crochet, chain 3. So this row that we did, this one with the puffs, and the next row is the row that you're gonna repeat on and on and on. So now using now yarn over the hook, we have where we close the puffs here into that eye, into this eyes. We're gonna go in there and we're gonna, for example, the first one here, it's the eye right there, these are the puffs, and you're gonna go in there and you're gonna put 5 double crochets. So 1, go back again, the second, third and fourth and the fifth. So now you're going to move to the next where we close the puff right here into the eye right there, and we're going to put 5 double crochets. I'm using now the 4.5 millimeter crochet hook, but your yarn is gonna recommend the crochet hook that whatever you should use for that yarn. Okay, so now you move to the next puff. Let's say the 2 puffs that they were united, closed right there. So yarn over the hook, go into the eye, and you're gonna do 5 double crochet in there. And go back again for the third, fourth and the fifth one. Yarn over the hook, and now we have the last, let's say the 2 puffs here that we closed it right there, and we're gonna do 5 double crochets in there. Now this stitch is very easy. and the 5th one, yarn over the hook, and on top of the chain here, right here, we're gonna go in there and do a double crochet. And now we're gonna chain 3, and you're gonna repeat the row with the puffs. I'm gonna do this row and then I'm gonna stop. So in this space we have the shell and the double crochet. In this space here, yarn over the hook, we're gonna do a double crochet, yarn over the hook, and in this space we're gonna do a puff, skip this, and we're gonna move to do the other puff, and then we're gonna close the 2 puffs. So in this first space you're gonna start doing a puff, so once, twice, the 3rd and the 4th, yarn over the hook, skip this shell and move into the space right here and do the 2nd puff. So 1, 3rd and the 4th, yarn over, pull the yarn through all the loops, chain 1 to secure and close that puff. So now in this space here where we did that puff, yarn over the hook, we're gonna put 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and the 3rd one, and we're gonna do 1 more puff here, and the 4th, yarn over the hook, you're gonna skip this shell, and in the space we're gonna do 1 more puff, okay, yarn over, pull the yarn through all the loops, chain 1, and in this space here we're gonna do 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and then we're gonna do 1 puff here, the same space, yarn over the hook, skip the shell and move into the space and do a puff, okay, yarn over, pull the yarn through all the loops, chain 1, and we're gonna do 3 double crochets here into the space. So 1, 2, 3, and now in this space here we're gonna do a puff, okay, yarn over, skip this shell, and in the chain space here, the last where we have here, we're gonna do a puff. So once, twice, 3, and 4th, yarn over, pull the yarn through all the loops, chain 1, something catched, and now yarn over the hook. In this the 3 chain space that we have there, we're gonna do a double crochet, and on top of the chain 3 here we're gonna do a double crochet. You're gonna chain 3, and you're gonna repeat the row with the double crochets, 5 double crochets. So we have here the eye, here, here, where these 2 come together, the puffs, and you're gonna put 5 double crochets right here. Then you're gonna move to the next, 5 double crochets, 5 double crochets, 5 double crochets, and at the end, on the top, the chain, you're gonna do a double crochet, and then you're gonna repeat the row with the puffs. So it looks like this. So I worked with 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. The yarn, it's thick. Well, it's thicker than the sample, this one. So let me put the camera like this that you can see. So it's quite thick, yeah, with this. If you want a blanket or a scarf for winter, I think it's nice with this one. This is the back, and this is the thinner one, which I use 2.5 millimeter crochet hook for this sample. Yeah, well, give it a try. You might like it. I think it looks very nice with thin yarn, but some of you might like with the thicker. Depends. Okay, well, thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.